Welcome to Smart Money. I'm your host, Ibrahim Sani. It's earnings season yet again, and while plenty of companies are currently announcing their respective results, there is one company that I want to give a greater focus on, largely because of their stellar business performance reflected through their financial results. Axiata Group Berhad presented a very strong full year 2017 results with a 13.2% growth. Axiata registered its highest revenue at 24.4 billion ringgit compared to 21.6 billion ringgit in 2016. This previous stellar performance is coming from strong contributions across all its mobile operating companies. The group also recorded a 15.2% increase in EBITDA to reach 9.2 billion ringgit compared to 8.0 billion ringgit in 2016. This EBITDA margin improved by 0.6 percentage points to 37.8% for the year on the back of higher revenue. This comes also against stronger cost optimization initiatives. Now, this translated in their bottom line. Their profit after tax, or PAT, jumped 76% to hit 1.2 billion ringgit compared to 657 million ringgit in 2016. Here is Tan Sri Jamaluddin Ibrahim, the President and Group CEO of Axiata.
So, in short, we had a good year. 2017 was a good year for us. We're very happy about it. Of course, not everything is good, but overall it's been pretty good. Revenue increased by 13.2% to 24.4 billion, the highest ever we have achieved. EBITDA improved by 15.2%, again, the highest EBITDA we've ever achieved at 9.2 billion. What's happening to our two largest companies? As you know, we've had two not so good years for Celcom. And we undertake a major turnaround back in towards the end of 2016, and the result in 2017 showed that the turnaround at least is on track. And I want to make clear that it is not completely turned around yet. We have a lot of work to be done, but at least it is very much on track. Now, similarly, most of you are familiar with what we're trying to do in XL. We're trying to transform the company post-acquisition of Axis into a dual brand company, and I must say that again, everything is happening quite well. In fact, slightly ahead of the plan. We're also proud to note that cost optimization initiatives delivered 1.3 billion savings against a target of 800 million, which we actually declared upfront early last year. So net, we've achieved all the FY17 targets, revenue, EBITDA, and also the returns, ROICs. All the turnaround elements, we call it, all the key performance drivers moving in the right direction. To be more specific, the network, we have improved considerably the network of Celcom, especially in relation to 4G, both from coverage and quality. Our products have been very well simplified already and very competitive, and the sales and distribution channel, which is one of the areas that we were really behind our competitor, has improved. Now, to be sure, this is one area that we are not quite there yet. In fact, we are quite behind, but we have improved leaps and bounds compared to where we were at the end of 2016. So first, I hope you won't write something that Axiata is exiting from India. That's not necessarily correct statement. All I'm saying is that it's no longer a strategic asset, right? Whether we exit today or 20 years from now, I don't know, right? Depending on the situation. So I hope I get the message very correctly, right? We are not talking about exit per se. However, now that you ask, we did run an exercise last year to exit from Singapore, early last year. And again, I want to make the record straight, is that it's not because we don't believe in M1, because it's our ATM, quote unquote. In fact, we shouldn't call it ATM. We get our nice dividend year in and year out for the last many years, for the last 10 years that I know of since being CEO. So it's pretty good. Except that when we look at what am I going to do with the money to invest in 4G, perhaps in Malaysia, perhaps in Indonesia and all that, how do I fund it? I could increase my debt, for sure. I could have rights issue, which is the last thing we want to do, or I could sell some of my assets. And we picked in Singapore only because, again, like I said, it is not our it's not our subsidiary, and it's more of associates, and it's high time for us to find ways to monetize. We like to, not strictly, but we like to invest only where we are number one or strong number two in the respective markets. When we are not, doesn't mean we want to sell, but at least we will consider if we need funding, that could be candidates for exit or at least monetization. Right, from Axiata perspective, based on current plan, we have zero need for major funding. Right, we have zero need because we can fund our internal growth, capex, rollout, 4G, fixed broadband, wireless, fixed wireless broadband, spectrum, all within our internal fund as we have today. Based on what I just said, we have a very comfortable debt-EBITDA level. We are very comfortable with our cash, not required. E.co, after the acquisition of Pakistan, is also in quite a comfortable position because they have done some placement. As you know, some of them are primary shares. However, if E.co believe that they need more funding because they do need to do more acquisition, right, in the existing country and externally, they themselves have to look at how best to fund.
We'll take a short break, but when we come back, we take a look at Axiata's digital drive. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Smart Money. Today we take a look at Axiata's financial performance as well as their push towards becoming a more digitally driven company. The group's digital businesses, Axiata Digital and Axiata Business Services, which they call Expand, have been refocusing primarily on three things. First, providing digital financial services or DFS. Second, its foray into digital advertising. And third, its push toward enterprise and IoT or Internet of Things. This is lumping together with its enablement platform. Now, recently, they've launched a digital financial services product called Boost that continues to build its presence and ecosystem with approximately 1.7 million users and 8,000 payment touchpoints to date. But the more important point is that the DFS business or the financial services businesses is starting to make some contribution to the group's bottom line. Tan Sri Jamaluddin Ibrahim, the president and group CEO of Axiata, has more.
The one that we don't normally talk about are the two companies called Axiata Digital, which are a bunch of digital companies. There are 29 of them. And one of the biggest changes that we have done early last year is to refocus on fintech, edtech, enterprise IoT, and what we call digital platforms. So to date, the DFS product, which is called Boost, I hope many of you have tried Boost, has, as of this week, has attained 1.7 million users and 8,000 payment touch points. That's a marked increase from end of last year. So I guess the momentum has started, the viral usage has started, and that goes not just to the users but also to the merchants and other touch points. So we are very happy with the performance so far. The not so good news though, however, I must say, for every 8-9 good news, unfortunately, it happened to be one not so good news, is Idea in India. If you recall, Idea has been the best performing company for many years in a row in India among the 12 competitors. However, last year was one year where maybe they took a break, or I'm not sure. But Jio, which is now recorded as one of the biggest events in the history of mobile industry globally, has completely destroyed the market. You probably have heard at least two companies have declared bankruptcy, right? But you have not heard about one or two others who have given up. No, 3 or 4 others have completely given up in India. 5 million gain in 2016. To 450 million losses in Idea. Now, to put it in the perspective, we do not have control over Idea. It's our major, not a subsidiary, it's an associate company, right? We don't have control of the management and all that. But having said that, this is one of the best management teams in the world, but in the onslaught of Jio did not perform as well. But as you know, the announcement has been made last year with the proposed merger with Vodafone, which will make Idea Vodafone in India to be the largest company in India and one of the largest companies in the world. So if you look from that perspective, the future is bright, right? So it might happen perhaps this year. In fact, we hope to have that merger to happen this year, so that from then on we are very strong. We have a very strong company in India. So in a way, we have been a strategic partner to Idea. We are the telco and we have a local partner. Although we are not involved in the day-to-day management, but we are on the board and we kind of involved in strategic direction of the company. Now, with the significant dilution of Axiata from where we were 19, then become 16, then post we will be less than 10%, our role as strategic partner will be, in a way, disappear. Not entirely, but because Vodafone is another strategic partner, right? So there cannot be two telcos running the show. So we'll become primarily an investment. Therefore, Idea as a strategic asset of us will not diminish, but will be reduced substantially, right? So that's the statement I want to make. And we are not a financial investor. Now, what it does imply that in a long run, we will be considering possible exit in the long run. But it might happen 1 month from now, it might happen 1 year from now, it might even happen 5 years from now. So, I wouldn't dare give you any kind of guidance in terms of timing. But all I'm saying is that it's effectively no longer a strategic asset.
That's it from me. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and many other platforms at 501 Awani. I'm Ibrahim Sani. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.